Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is Tristan. Let me get my camera fixed here. There we go. We're back to normal there. And today what we're going to be discussing, sorry for no upload yesterday. Again, your boy was just very busy. Did not have some time to record. Today, just decided, we're going to get it in the morning. We'll make sure we record something so we can edit it tonight and get it out for you guys. And what we're going to be discussing is going over some past sneaker releases, seeing where they're at. We'll unbox any of the ones that we do have in hand now, just to show you guys what they look like in case you didn't have them back then or don't have them now. Don't worry, you can go out the way and get them now. We'll discuss where they're at in price to see maybe if it's a good time to buy some of these shoes, but we're going to get into it and again discuss just some past sneaker holds, some past shoes that again we discussed as being a good bet. And again, not all these ones we'll mention we discussed as holds. Some of the ones that we're going to mention in this video we discussed as pairs that will continue to drop in price, and we'll see if that's been the case. So hope y'all will enjoy. Again, if you do want more content like this, feel free to go ahead and subscribe and like down below. I was trying to 300 likes in this video. And shout out the kid. Gonna put a little photo of Luna. Shout out Luna. She's you chilling this morning, taking a little nap right here in my bed. But I'll let her back out here in a sec. So she likes having her space to run around. But when I make my video here, I gotta close my door. You know what I'm saying? Because we got other people that live here, so I don't want, what I mean, all the sound be going out. You know what I mean? Waking everybody up. So yeah, sometimes she don't like that, but it's all good. She's a little picky cat sometimes. I mean, you guys can also check out the Whatnot Lives down below. Any of that, it's in the pinned comment. Shout out to everyone who's been tuning in recently. Again, we try and give away a free pair of dunks and tons of free tees every single stream. So if that's something that you guys are into, then make sure y'all check that out and do not miss out. And I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm forgetting. I don't think so. I don't think there's anything I'm forgetting. Again, that's all down below in the pinned comment if y'all want to check it out. And let's get started. So starting the screen recording right here, the first one we can discuss off the bat. I've discussed these in the past, last few sneaker investment videos. The Rodeo Tourmalines. I know y'all really like these. It's a clean pair. Really can't go wrong with these. Got kind of like that Liberty green or mint green suede on it. It's a nice pair. I've worn it a few times there. They're comfy too. So let's take a look at those first. As you guys can see, the Rodeo Tourmaline SB Don't Glue, the current market that we have on these between a range of about 160 to again 300 plus. The reason I'm saying 300 plus, 160, 300 plus is because again, you take a look at those big sizes. Look what size 14's at. Look what size 13's at, you know what I'm saying? Those are both comfortably above 300 bucks. And you look at size 12, that's going to be there very soon as well. So, if you need to know what sizes are the best holds for the sneaker, it's sizes 10 plus. I even think size 10 is still a good buy at this price point. I think this is easily a sneaker that should be worth 250, 300 bucks. It is a very slick SB Dunk Glow. So when most sizes are at that point, I will not be surprised. However, I think it'll take about a year for us to get there. So, if you want to know what to think about this shoe as a long-term bet, great hold. If you got a few years, this will be a sneaker that'll be much more expensive in a few years. But I will say this. I think that size 9, 8.5, 8, the ones that, they made a bit more of, you get what I'm saying? I think you'll have a bit more time to buy those. I think those ones could stay under 200 for a bit, just because there tends to be a lot more stock in SB Dunk Glows in those sizes. Those just, almost always with popular SB collabs, you can go look at 8.5, 9, 8. They tend to be the sizes that go for less. I like that because that's my size range. So, win for me. But I'm saying, yeah, that's really my thoughts on this in terms of as a whole long-term bet. I think the big sizes will continue, be expensive. And I think 12, 11.5, 10.5, 11, 10, those all have more progress to be made. And same with those small sizes too. They have progress to be made, but understand that those ones will not be going up as quick because there's more of those sizes out there. So, understanding that's my thoughts on the Rodeo Tourmaline SB. I think it'll continue to be a good long-term hold. But yeah, very popular shoe. Look at the bids. Again, consistent sales almost every single day. Look at the last sale. Last sale, highest bid is above the last sale. When highest bid is above the last sale, that lets you know a shoe is popular. And that also lets you know a shoe is probably going to be going up in price soon because that's not something you see too often. So, again, it's been stagnant as of recent, but if these make progress eventually, just saying, I'm not going to be too surprised by it. It's a very nice shoe. And they already did make a lot of progress. I remember when these were super cheap early on. Look at that. But yeah, then boom. You know what I mean? Remember the release got delayed? Look what that did. That was crazy. But yeah, good shoe. I like them. I think it'll still be a good long-term bet. Don't sleep. We could also check on the Wizard of Oz real quick. As you guys can see, let me not click that. Yeah, you can see these have gotten a lot cheaper as well. So if you want to go buy and if you want a personal pair, hey, now's a good time. These have gotten much cheaper. They've hit their bottom. So that's my thoughts on these right here. If you want to go get a pair of the Wizard of Oz, you can get one for pretty much about retail plus a few fees on apps. Obviously, you don't have to go straight to apps though, because that's where you're going to be paying the highest. You know what I mean? I also want to check on these, the Arts and Rec. I'm actually very surprised by the prices we see on this SB Dunk Glow right now. I'm not sure if there's maybe some backdooring going on, or if they maybe just made a lot of this pair. That's what I'm thinking they did. Is again, there was just a lot of stock of this pair, and that caused the prices to drop a good amount. I mean, you just go look at all the retailers, skate shops that drop these online. There was no shortage of pairs, and this wasn't one that people were feeling on the way. Again, people really did like this pair, but they weren't feeling it like, oh my gosh, I'm dying to get these. You know what I mean? It wasn't one that people were going absolutely nuts for. Now, I'm not saying that means it's a bad pair or anything. No, that's not what I'm saying. Again, still a very, very good pair for the personal collection. Super wearable. I like the unique soles along with some of the other details you got on the insole, etc. Cool pair. Wearable. Not hard to pull off. But you can see the prices we got right now between the range of about $110 to $150. That's much lower than, again, where these were initially at. I remember when these were selling consistently at like $230, $270, people were going out the way and paying that comfortably. But that just lets me know that, again, people really like this shoe early on. Maybe, or how could I put this? Maybe not like this shoe early on, but the people that really wanted this shoe already went out the way and copped it. You get what I'm saying? And that's kind of how it is for sneakers a lot of the time. Like, if you really, really want a shoe, you're going to go out the way and buy it a little bit more early on whenever the market starts, forming a bit earlier. You know what I mean? Just once it's not like $1,000. Then you go out the way and start copping it. But that's really what I think about the Arts and Rec. It can continue to make slow, long-term progress, but looking at where it's at right now, there's better bets. I would just, again, only for the personal, in my opinion. And it's a good one. That's a few SBs. I want to dive into some Jordan 4s right here. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I wanted to discuss the undefeated 4s one more time. So as you guys can see, again, I told y'all patience was in your best interest. I told you. Again, I wasn't messing around when I said that the other day, you know what I mean? I wasn't just trying to like give y'all bad info, you know what I mean? Y'all saw 11.5's ask the other day was at $740 something. Now you can see it's at $510. Again, you just have to wait for pairs to ship. That's what it is. Look here. Was I wrong, guys? Look at this. Was I wrong? You know what I mean? All the people that commented that the other day. Was I? Hey, it's all good. Now I can go reply to all of them and say, hey, go check now. But I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? That's not productive of my time to do that. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's why I always tell you guys sometimes it's good to just wait 2-3 weeks for pairs to land. And I also explained to you guys in that video that keep in mind, right? There was a shortage of pairs being listed on apps. That's why the prices went up as much as they did, because there was no pairs that were being listed on apps, because the only people that could list pairs at the time were people that won via in-store raffle, and that was like 1,000 or 2,000 people. So that's why the prices went up for that couple days right there, right? Is because, well, there was no pairs on apps. Now there is pairs on apps because people are starting to get their shipped, get it in. Again, these are going to get much cheaper in price in my opinion. This is maybe the low, but I think they can come down another $50 in my personal opinion. So, again, it's fun to, hey, patience is your friend sometimes. It's just kind of funny to see it now, you know what I mean? Hey, told you. But if you're with me on that, shout out to you. And finally, the SB4 Navy. As you guys can see, big sizes. That is where the money is going to be on these. Again, make sure you guys are saving 11 plus in this sneaker. That's personally the only sizes that I'm comfortable with holding on this shoe. Again, if you can see some of the small sizes, I have no problem with holding as well. That's an insane deal for a pair of SB4s. You already know later this year those are not going to be at 210, 200 flat. So I will definitely be looking for a couple small sizes as well. But I do want to say again, there was a decent amount of these out there, and you just have to give the market a bit to clear. Keep in mind, you can see the volume is still very, very high. But the reason these are lower in price right now is because bulk sellers. So you just have to keep in mind, once the bulk sellers don't have their pairs anymore, which will be in a couple months, these are going to start going up in price. And in a couple months, it's going to be Christmas time. So it's almost like a perfect setup. So I just want to say that these have a lot of potential to do really well. So you don't have to go get them, because keep in mind, I mean, now it is like a kind of like a low point. Like, they're a good deal, but you don't need to feel the need to go out the way and, get them through wraps or whatever it is. Maybe look in your local area a bit. Maybe look to see if you can get a few pairs at a good price. I think that would be the best move, because this is a good deal in my opinion, even for the small sizes at like 210 or 200 flat per. Like, that's crazy for some SB4. So you already know, like, in a year you would definitely be up on that. That's just, I can almost guarantee that, because they'll probably have made a new colorway or something else at that point that'll bring more hype to this one and the OG pine green one. Like, come on now, you already know that's going to be something that's worth it to check out. My bad, I just checked my screen recording right there. But wanted to go over those real quickly as well. Also, I have to discuss these. I almost forgot to mention it. Why are the white cements making this much progress right now? I mean, it's not a significant amount of progress, but you remember when these were like at retail and everyone was like, man, I'm not going for these. Now they're 260, almost 270 bucks. I mean, again, I guess they were worth it to go for, but it just shows you if it's a classic, good, wearable colorway, it's always going to be a shoe that does well. And look at that sales volume as well. And again, bids above the last sale. That lets you know, again, this is a sneaker that probably is going up in price and one that is in high demand. So that lets me know that the white cements are doing really well. And this is a shoe that can be $300. If you look at the past colorway, right, it's actually exactly about $300. So I think this will be a shoe that, again, could get to $300, but I don't think it'll cross that point very much, right? It could maybe cross it to like 320, 330-ish, but again, I don't think this one is going to get much more expensive than its past retro. Understanding that, you know what I mean? So, because like the 2016 ones, again, you can go check, they're like 320, 330, or like $300. Again, there's people taking sales around there. So, understanding that, that's where I see the market falling for around these. Maybe a little bit higher, because it is the newer pair, so people will be willing to pay a little bit more for that. But that's what I think about the white cement 4s. It's a good sneaker. It's a decent long-term bet. It's more of a slow and consistent, like over time kind of sneaker. Like, it's not really going to make like massive progress in one day, but it has gone up a little bit. I remember when these were like 220, 230, or a little bit under retail. And, well, now they're not there anymore. Just shows you, again, people love these for back to school. It's one of the most wearable sneakers for that. So, yeah, I just like, I look at these and I remember them. So, I remember seeing these all the time in high school. It's a cool pair, man. I like them. I probably need to grab personal of these, man. They're slick, but I don't feel like I need to absolutely get them, but they're cool. They're definitely nice. If you got a pair of these, let's see how grade school size they're doing too. I'm kind of curious about this. Yep, again, this is so crazy, bro. Again, I don't know why this happens every single time with Jordan 4s. Size 6 Y plus. This is going to be a $250 shoe. It's inevitable, I guess. Yeah. GS Jordan 4s are always a good hold. Look at this. This is crazy, dude. This is crazy. Every single time. Every single time. Look at that. Down at 140, up here at 220. Every single time this happens, like with Jordan 4s and 7Y, 6.5Y. Just wait for them to get to 140, 150. Later in the year, they'll be at 200, 220. I swear, this happens every single time. That's so crazy. I literally knew that was gonna happen. That's why we check these right now. So yeah, if you held those, good job. We'll check on some of these too as well. Let's see how Yeezy Slides are still doing. Again, you can see the sales volume is high, and well, look at that. Again, Yeezy Slides each summer. They tend to do that, and they aren't producing them anymore. These are done dropping, done restocking. So if you want to go look at some Yeezy Slides, it's a good hold. They're just going to continue to go up because, well, they're not making them anymore. So I mean, if you just want to think of it like that, it's literally just going to be a time game, pretty much. So that's what I think about Yeezy Slides. Again, one the screen recording right there too, because that's just me checking up. Again, on a few past sneaker releases, I think the screen print on my Travis tee was getting stuck there. My bad. This is an old one from like 2020. I think I got it from like my graduation or something. That was sick, but yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, guys. Not too much really to go over. Just some past releases, seeing where they're at, if they're good to hold still, if they're ones you should probably sell off now. Most of these look to be doing pretty good, I will say that. Now, most of these did drop recent that we discussed in this video. They're not all from like a month ago, but, you know, they're all from this year, I believe. Other than the Wizard of Oz, I think those were last year. But we discussed those again in this video too, because those are at a low point. They're a great low price point there, and a good deal if you want to go buy those. It's a cool little personal pair, lots of details with them. And I don't think there's anything else I'm forgetting. Again, if you want to check my IGs down below, any of that, it's all down below in the pinned comment, the Whatnot Lives. Again, it's all there if you want to check that, tune in, see some of the free dunks or free tee giveaways that we do, or just some of the stuff we got for sale, you know what I mean? If you want to come check it out, come support it, or come support us, then feel free. And shout out my little kitty. Here's a photo of Luna again. She been pretty chill this morning, as always. You know, trying to get y'all a little kitty photo for her, you know what I mean? Show y'all what she's doing, but yeah, no, she's just napping right now. So basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap up this video. We're gonna let her get her, her kitty space, because she likes running around, the whole space in my apartment here. So we're gonna open up the door, and yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. You know what I mean? Just gonna continue my morning routine, and yeah, we got the Whatnot Live later, so I need to prepare for that. So I'm T. Thank you guys. I will catch you on the next video tomorrow. If you have any questions, please ask it down below. I will get back to it there, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one tomorrow. I'm T, and catch you guys then. Peace.